Far Beyond the Void is an original Dungeons & Dragons actual play live stream and is recommended for mature audiences. It may contain descriptions of graphic violence, coarse language, horror themes, supernatural themes, terribly lame jokes, and more fun stuff.
You know what? You know who's never done a recap before?
Ali.
I'm having technical issues right now, so we are not calling upon me right now.
That's the best time to call upon someone when having technical difficulties.
I
mean...
Well, I can jump back on a bit. There was
yes, there we go.
there was the Happy Beholder scenario.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing that happened, and we went for a trek up into the city to go looking for some way to remove the curse. Ended up in was it the Temple of Selune? Yes, Temple of Selune. We had a chat with a Minotaur type priest lady, very strong, busty lady. I don't think Sven even said that. I just made that up. And she said she'd help us out with a curse for Sliverbark if we went into the graveyard and basically disposed of some ghosts. So on the way back, we stopped in at the Temple of Koreska for the dragon god, and got a bit of a boon from making a prayer, which was super cool. So yeah, I get to change a hit to a crit in the next 24 hours. That's nice. I like that. And then whilst all that was going on, Lady Verena and Thrash were having a good old chinwag with Luigi, and there was a bit of kind of like tense kind of romance going on, you know. And then Lady Verena got that note from the cat. What's your cat's name again, Ali? Gadget, that's right. Which means that there's a potential meeting to meet this weird church representative. And that sounds all very suspect. So, awesome. I think that's where we're up to. We went back to the boat, had a bit of a rest, which we've done so, and now we're ready to... I assume we're ready to kick back off. I think that's where we're at.
All right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Back to the boat, met up there had a rest, and then we're heading off to the cemetery. I had a bit of a prayer visiony moment with Patch at the end there as well. That was kind of cool.
Before we proceed, let's just take stock about what your options are, about what you've sort of got laid out in front of you, and the different directions that you can go at this point. I think we've already decided sort of what we want to do, but just to take note, just for the people who haven't caught the last couple of episodes, we've got a couple of quests that we can go on. Obviously, number one right now is ridding Sliverbark, who is the tree ant on board the living ship, the Autumn Leaves, of this curse that he's been afflicted with, which is, what did I call it? I call it the Void Touched Curse. Now, you guys went to the Temple District, and you, like Froth said, you met a Minotaur priestess, and she promised you that she would give a 50% discount. I think it was 500 gold pieces in total to cast the spell Greater Restoration, which is what you needed to take away that Void Touch curse. You never actually learned her name, so I'm not going to tell you what that is, but she told you to give a 50% discount if you went to the graveyard and dealt with a particular angry spirit which had been haunting the graveyard for the past few days. And she did actually warn you that in doing so, you might draw forth some other spirits which tend to gather around those ghosts that have strong emotions based on the way that they died. So she gave you a potion of etherealness and basically said to you, go to the graveyard, find this ghost, let it possess one of you whilst in the ethereal plane, and then take it back to the material plane and see how you can either destroy it or satiate the ghost for all intents and purposes, to see if you can help it to pass on to the next realm by finding out what's wrong with it. So that's the first thing. Obviously, you got the note from Gadget, which had a note from someone who calls herself Aloretta Leroy, who you know as someone from the chapter of Tal Asherin here on the Rock of Bra. Basically said, meet me on the morrow. I know you're in Brawl, and I apologize for Gregory's behavior. He was just told to report back to me. I never told him to spy on you or anything like that. And as a show of good faith, I want to meet you at a place called the Rock Rat in the Burrows. Now, I believe at first, Verena tried to keep that fact a secret, but she rolled a natural 1, so Thrash found out about it, and you made a pact not to tell the rest of the crew. So, you know, how that plays out.
Particularly not to tell Patch.
Particularly not to tell Patch. And look, I just think that's a smart idea, to be absolutely honest with you. Just don't tell Patch anything. Just ignorance is bliss. Alright, especially when it comes to Hydras. A couple of other options that you have on the table at the moment is you still had the Arena of Fun, where you found a flyer on a notice board that basically said you want to earn some money, come to the Arena of Fun, get involved with the combat there, and you can earn some gold. You have the investigation of Collier, because while Verena and Thrash were talking to Large Luigi at the Happy Beholder and trying to find out what information he had regarding Cuchulainn, he told you that he told Cuchulainn how to get a hold of someone who could supply him with a bombard cannon, and after that he left the Rock of Brawl, travelled to Collier. Something happened which led to sort of like a rebellion or an uprising on the planet of Collier. He also told you about the Iron City or the Steel City of Glendenhall, and he told Cuchulainn in the past that he had given him information regarding a very particular type of metal ore called aeonite. Now, Large Luigi had never seen aeonite used in anything before, but Cuchulainn had asked him. He didn't know anything about it, but he said go to Glendenhall because the dwarves of the Steel City might be able to tell you more. And the last thing is you had a job from the Office of Xeno Extermination, where Lucidius Harkin asked you to travel to the planet of Chasridarn and help them with the problem that they've been having with some mega fauna there. Now, when we ended up the last episode, we were back on the Autumn Leaves. You all had a long rest. So it's basically Verena, Helia, Drunbalas, Patch, Thrash, Sliverbark, and everyone's favorite, Guida. What do you guys want to do? I'm assuming that you're going to be sleeping through the night until morning.
What's the plan?
Well, on that, like, how long do we have until morning? Because, like, do we want to be really go wandering through the graveyard in the middle of the day, doing weird ritual shit, and summoning ghosts? Or do we want to take care of that at night?
I would argue that the best time to do it would be during the day.
Why? Are you scared of the dark?
I mean, I am, but Thrash isn't. No, but I don't know, ghosts, I feel like ghosts aren't as powerful. Would I be incorrect in that assumption?
You would be very incorrect in that assumption, I would think.
Interesting. Okay. Nighttime it is.
I mean, I'm just wondering, like...
Well, as soon as we finish our long rest,
Yeah,
I'm happy
I don't
to
know
go.
what time it is
Yeah.
now, so... Yeah, finish the long rest and go immediately, like... Yeah, I don't know what time it was when we went to bed, Sven, so, like, 8 hours after that, we leave.
So I would say that by the time you reconvened on the Autumn Leaves, it would probably be about 2 a.m. in the morning or something along those lines. So 8 hours
Right,
after
yeah,
that would probably be,
Right.
yeah, so
Check.
Top start.
10 in the morning if you want to take a long
Yeah.
rest.
What do you mean if we want to? We need to.
What do you want to do during this long rest? You're just bedding down? Are you setting a watch? Talk to me.
I'd be
Not really
going
enough
over
time
my
to do any-
spells.
Is there enough time to do any tinkery stuff, or?
You generally speaking, you'll have like an hour's worth of time where you can do other things. Obviously, you don't want to be doing anything too strenuous, but yeah, if you want to do some tinkering, I'll allow it.
Well, let's just maybe see if Ali wanted to work with Patch on. If Farina wanted to work with Patch on doing some work on that dragon armor we were trying to make.
Does she?
Void Scout.
Am I?
Well, that was the thing
Just
we
say
talked
yes.
about doing.
Makes it easy.
I was just,
We were.
yes.
Oh,
don't know
I
if we
just
started or
fixed
not.
above VTT, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
got it working.
I don't know if they started to
And-
work
and-
on it yet or not. But Patch would probably ask Farina if she had time to, start working on that at all tonight, just for half hour, an hour or something before bedtime.
How's he approaching the conversation?
Yeah. Talk to
I
Taylor.
mean, like normally.
Role play this out. So you just finished having this conversation between you guys up on the main deck. You know that Guida is currently asleep somewhere in the crew deck down below. Sliverbark is feeling unwell and he's probably like falling asleep again. You're up on the main deck of the Autumn Leaves, which is moored on the docks of the Rock of Brawl. All around you, you can see the twinkling lights of the stars. At this time in the morning, there's very little traffic going on the docks. You can maybe hear some people, very muffled sounds of people talking and laughing, the very last vestiges of the drunkards in the various small dive bars which are built along the docks. The Rock of Brawl itself sort of pivots around to simulate a night-day cycle. So on the deck of the Astral Leaves at the moment, I keep saying that, Astral Leaves, on the deck of the Autumn Leaves at the moment, it's like dark, still enough light for you to be able to get around slowly if you want to. What do you want to do? Let's start with Patch. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess I would have just finished up with my little prayer thing that I did at the end of that conversation.
Yeah, and you saw that
It said
image.
scythe.
Yeah.
So I'll just be sort of pondering that and let it fall to the back of my mind, and then look around and see if I can spot Verena anywhere. Are you above deck or are you below deck?
She's in her quarters, which is at the very bottom of the deck.
Alright, cool. I might wander down and just knock lightly on the door just in case she's already asleep.
Well, Gadget doesn't sleep, so
Yeah,
if
but if Verena's
she
already
were
asleep, I
asleep,
want to knock
yeah,
loudly to wake her, you know what I mean?
Gadget would wake her.
Wake her up.
And she'd come answer the door, just look at him, deadpan.
Hi. I didn't wake you, did I?
No.
Okay. Well then, I was wondering if before we settle down, if you wanted to maybe try working on that armor with the dragon scales for a little while. If you feel like it. Like just,
I would love to agree. I mean, you can leave the equipment down here with me. I have quite a few more important things I need to fix up on the ship.
Oh, well, okay, if you'd rather do that. I kind of wanted to work together on it so I could try and learn how you do those things. So maybe another time.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as I get the cannon fixed and it's escaping my brain, the other thing,
The arcane
The engines?
turbines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
turbines.
Well,
As soon as I get those two fixed, we'll get to work on it.
Well, do you maybe want some help working on one of those?
I would love to say yes, but I fear they are too important to mess up at this point in time. And
Okay,
I'm
well-
not taking on an apprentice.
Okay then. Well, we'll see when we get some time about the armor, I guess. Good night. And he'd toddle off to wherever he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
He'd probably look a little bit dejected as he shuffles off.
So, yeah, you see Patch like looking down the ground and dun, 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 heads up the because I'm assuming you'll be sleeping in the main crew quarters, which is over there. And Patch, when you get there, you can see one of the top bunks is sort of weighted down with the sleeping figure of Weeder, and he doesn't snore, which is a nice change.
Wonderful.
I suppose. What is
And Thrash doesn't sleep, so
Thrash doesn't sleep? So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I think we
That's
already
easy.
we rolled our long rests already. I just want to see
Yeah.
if anyone wanted to do anything. But what's going through Patch's head at the moment?
lots. Like, he's having trouble making sense of a lot of it because there's so much going on right now. Like, he's got all this stuff going on with Chasridarn that's just like, what the hell? Chasridarn turning out to not be what he always thought it was. Then he's had this vision of this scythe symbol thing while he was reaching out to see if there was anything real as far as greater powers go. He knows that they're about to go on a mission where he's, for all intents and purposes, got to let himself be possessed. So he's a little bit like trepidatious about that. A little bit disappointed that Verena didn't want to work on the things with him, but it's like, whatever. And I think just still really sad about other things, that he's lost recently. But that's been pushed a little bit into the background by everything else, so it's kind of just this all over malaise of like, doesn't know what the fuck, confused, sad, trying to find ways to not feel that way anymore.
Yeah. What about this this image of the scythe that he thought he saw? Anything going on there, or is it something that he wants to explore?
Yeah, like, I think he probably spent some time pondering on that before bed and just wondering if he can relate that to anything he might have seen before or heard of before. Like, I'm assuming he's not familiar with it as the symbol of a deity per se.
Yep.
But just wondering if he can search his memory for anything that might give him a hint as to what it could mean.
All right, you know what? Give me a religion check. Let's just find out. Let's just see what happens here.
4.
4. No, you're not. You're not putting 2 and 2 together. It's almost like you have this memory. You're not sure if the memory is real or not. You've always felt a connection to the natural world that has transcended the teachings of Tal Ashrin in some way or another.
Yeah.
But what the significance of that is, what it's connected to, you're just not sure at the moment. That's not to say that won't change in the future, but for the time being, I guess perhaps he's feeling those strong emotions and it's clouding his mind at the moment.
Yeah,
maybe with the
cool.
long rests. We'll see what happens. Thrash, what's Thrash doing?
I guess by this point, Thrash has claimed the crow's nest. It's kind of like her spot on the ship. And she's just sort of up there, like, brooding a little. I guess she has a bit of a big choice to make. at the moment because it's
Doesn't
like,
she?
you know, impress the woman she loves or betray her best friend.
Which one? I don't know.
Very difficult.
Why can't we have both?
Difficult choice. Believe it or not, it is a very difficult choice. Yeah, so I guess she's just sort of like mulling that over. To be honest, I don't even know how I'm gonna play this one out. She's just sort of leaning up against the railing, not sleeping. Yeah, I don't know how to really. Yeah, I guess she's just got a lot to think about.
Thrash, you're up in the crow's nest, in this circular sort of construction around the ship upon which the 360-degree sails are sort of built. And you've, I imagine you probably brought like your sleeping bag or something up there. Are you sleeping there? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is her spot now.
You sort of made yourself comfortable. You're looking up at the night sky and you see the stars twinkling, and you see way off in the distance a large figure pass across the stars above you. What is that? And you're watching. Give me a perception check.
Every time I say that.
Where's that
Every
music?
time I say that. Oh, every time I say that. 11.
Yeah, you can almost see.
Can
It looks like a fish-like sort of thing. It's like undulating, like moving, as if it was like swimming through water. And the only reason that you can sort of see its silhouette is because when it passes in front of the stars, which is sort of arrayed across the night sky on top of you. Yeah, what did you want to say?
Oh, I was gonna re-roll it with my inspiration, but I saw it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry. You sort of see what it is. It's just something sort of passing over the top of you. Whether it's one of the many spell jammers coming and going from the docks, or whether it's something else, you're just not entirely sure. But you can see something pass above. Drunballas.
Yes, sir. It's been quite some time since Drunballas has had a chance to have a decent, good long rest. And I think in his head he's going through all of the events that have recently happened. He's trying to analyze it, and he's feeling under a bit of pressure of just committed to picking up this cause of Kukulane. And maybe he's not quite fit for the job, feeling pressured. He's got big shoes to fill, and as these sort of images start flickering through his mind, like changing scenes, and it sort of becomes more and more rapid as he's sort of looking at his spellbook, and he decides to lay down and go to sleep. And then as he's drifting off to sleep, he starts to get into a bit of a lucid dream point where and he starts dreaming, and he has this really strange dream, and he's thinking of Selune after being at Selune's temple.
Yeah.
Sorry, one sec.
That's all right. In the meantime,
And then we'll go to the other character while I just sort this out quickly.
yeah, you're right. In the meantime, I'll get a but I think I might get a wisdom saving throw from Karina.
Right.
Right.
This isn't suspicious at all. That's 12.
You're all right, mechanically. But every time you close your eyes, you just see the same thing just repeating in your head, just over and over and over again, like a fever dream, because you are in fact feverish at this point. And it's that feeling of your stomach rising up into your throat. It's the fear drops you down a 110-foot pit, just over and over again, all night long. It's just you have the same repeating dream. But with a 12, you know, you're all right, at least for the time being. But you know you're not feeling well. So there might be a situation that you've got to deal with there. But
He's recalling that as kind of like flashbacks, but almost in like a dream state. You can almost envisage the god of Selûne, and then he's flashing back to different parts of the day, like the battle with the fear monster, tracking it down, the wife that was hurt and injured, and it's almost as if the great god Selûne starts speaking to him. He feels like it's not real at first, but then in his mind's mind, it feels like Selûne actually takes some kind of a humanistic form. And in his dream, she's telling him about a story of the great deeds that he's done and the healing of his wife, that poor man's wife, and helping them out by defeating the fear monster and the party bringing back the sword.
yeah,
She's also thinking of she starts talking to him about another god, a god of the faith called Corellia, who was known to reward basically elves and other people that aided others. And although she was not an elf herself, starts discussing that she also was aware of Chasridarn, and that his quests were valid. Kind of wakes up in a sweat, like deep sweat, like really intense, and he's a bit spaced out for a little while, trying to understand if that dream was real or not.
okay. I'll get you to roll. You know what? Let's roll a history check for you.
That would be a
21.
21 plus.
You wake up in the morning, drenched in sweat, but with a feeling of an uncanny familiarity that it's difficult to pinpoint. As you go through your morning routines of going over your spell book, memorizing your spells, you start to think back to a moment that you shared with Patch in the Underdark, when the bioluminescent fungi in the on the Dark Lake manifested themselves into a perfect representation of the star systems above. And it was sort of a question mark at the time about what was happening, but it was starting to feel as if nature itself is trying to course correct, trying to put you on a particular path. Whether or not that's just a manifestation of your own ego telling you that you're important or not, you're just not entirely sure. But there's things that you're putting together here, whether or not it's real or just a figment of your own imagination, you're not entirely sure. But there might be more going on here. You wake up in the morning, heading out of the captain's cabin in the morning, he can see that the rock of Brawl has completed its full orbit. Orbit's not the right word because it's just sort of pivoted. Rotation. It's finished its like nighttime rotation, and it's probably like 9-10 a.m. in the morning, give or take, and the rays of sunlight from this wild space system are reflecting off all of the shingled roofs of the buildings of the Rock of Brawl, sort of illuminating this whole visage into a bright spectacle, a spectacle reminiscent of the image that you saw when you first arrived in Brawl. And when you walk out of the captain's cabin, where do we find Helia?
Helia is asleep on the spelljamming helm. She spent at least the start of the night sobbing and just exhausted herself to the point of sleep. So yeah, she's just collapsed there.
Yeah, well, Helia spent so long trying to find Kukulain, this hero of many stories, one that she'd met so long ago, and she only just found out that he was dead. So I got to imagine that's had quite an impact on her. What does she do now?
I figure she spent so long crying into the night that she's like even had a couple hours sleep at this point now that it's hit early morning. But she's just like got herself kind of in the fetal position in this chair, which isn't hard for her size. And she's kind of clutching onto both her symbol of Shantea and her rabbit's foot.
Talk to me about her symbol of Shantea.
If I'm not wrong, Shantea her symbol is the scythe.
Yeah, so...
Is it? Or is it a... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she's most commonly represented as a strong human woman with either an apple or a scythe or both.
I imagine it's probably like a carving of like a scythe and like kind of just underneath the blade is like this apple, and she's had it like she got it from her parents got it from their parents. It's just kind of something that's been passed down forever. Yeah.
Dran Ballas, stepping out of the captain's cabin onto the main deck, onto the aft castle, you see Helia Prince curled up in the fetal position, asleep in the spell jamming helm.
Let us sleep, basically, first of all. Can I see anyone else out and about on the deck? Thrash or Gadget?
Should be up. She'd sort of noticed that like everyone else was getting up, and just sort of like get down from the crow's nest and start just like making her way around the ship, like just doing shippy things like tying the ropes.
Yeah, knots.
And stuff like that, tying the knots on the boat. And just like, hanging around.
That's what you say.
Drumbalus would call across to Thrash. Good morning, Thrash. Where are the others?
Yo.
Are you the only one up so far?
At which point you'd hear footsteps coming up from down below, and like Patch was all, sad and stuff last night. It's like he shoved all of that to the back of his mind. He's got his kit, his sword and shield in hand, ready to go, and he's like full of energy, bouncing around, but not like happy. He's just like like on a mission. All right, and he gets up the stairs. He looks around at both of you guys. He's like, "All right, we ready? Let's go." Are we ready?
And right behind Patch, you see a small simian humanoid figure bounding up the steps behind him, sort of rubbing the sleep from his eyes. And he's like, "Are we ready for what? What's going on?"
Patch and I were going to head out towards the graveyard.
Patch? Just the two of you?
No, I was hoping
Um,
everyone else would come out. You know, like at least you and Verena would come too. We've got some things to
Might be
do to
good
try
if
and
we're
save
all there.
Sliverbark.
Verena, yes, because me and Verena would come to a thing because we have nothing else planned today. No, nothing
Insight.
else planned, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know.
Just
I
like
don't
I was
know
just
about
gonna
you,
call
but
bullshit, but I figure I should roll, right?
there's nothing
Yeah.
about that that seems suspicious to me. Captain, what are your orders?
18 on an insight check on Thrash.
And you see
Um,
Guida sort of walk over to the deck of the ship, and he sort of perches himself on the railing, holding on to one of the belaying pins, which is secured to the side of the railing, and he sort of leans over, almost like he's about to abseil down the side of the ship, and he pulls out his pants and starts peeing off the side of the boat. What did you get with yours? You got an 18,
Let's just say a 15.
and 15.
15. So you got a 15? Sorry, Patch?
No, Thrash got
I got
15. Patch won the roll.
Oh, what did Patch get?
I got 18.
That's an investigation check.
Yeah.
Is your insight the same?
Just trying to find it. My insight's 3 points better.
All right. Okay. So
So it would be a 21.
yeah. You've spent enough time with Thrash now to know that she's not quite the best person when it comes to keeping secrets. Maybe she has an eye twitch, or just the tone of her voice is just a little bit off, and you feel like she's withholding some type of information from you.
You
She
can
has
see
a
her
tail.
tail
Yeah.
begin swishing rather quickly back and forth. Like, she looks totally composed.
Yeah,
and
but her
face
tail
and
is.
body-
yeah.
But her tail is just going
Yeah.
nuts behind her.
And Patch will just like look down at the tail, look back up at her, and Thrash.
What you looking at, buddy?
Every time you lie, your tail goes nuts while your face is a stone wall. What's
No,
up?
she just does that. She just does that, and she grabs her tail and like holds it clear, and she's like, "No, that's just look. She just didn't have a very good sleep last night. I'm good. That you know what it's like sleeping on a tail. It's very uncomfortable, and yeah."
Patch ain't buying it. He's just staring at her.
Thrash, like, sort of like looks around and she's like, "Oh, Verena isn't up yet. Maybe we should go get Verena up. That sounds like a great idea." And she starts like gunning it for the bottom deck before Patch can say anything.
I'm standing in the stairwell.
Guida pulls himself back onto the top of the deck, and he looks back towards you. He's like, "No, you definitely got something going on, but it's not my business. You know what is my business? You owe me 5 gold pieces.
I owe you what? Sorry?
You owe me 5 gold pieces for my work. You said you were gonna pay me 5 gold pieces per day. I do my work, and now
Per day? Per day?
Oh yeah,
No,
that's what I
no,
said.
no,
Like,
no, my
you
friend,
said
I
you
said
heard
per
that I said
week.
every day. You said
No,
5
He
gold
said
pieces.
per day. You agreed to per day.
So I'm gonna do another day's worth of
I
work.
did.
I was there. Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
You know what? That's fair. And I give him the 5 gold. And then Thrash will say, "Yeah, but you're fired. Sorry, buddy, budget cuts. You know how it is.
Well, hold on there.
It's not you, it's, Patch is going, and so is Verena. It's just budget cuts, man. I'm next. It's like a whole thing. It's not me. It's the men
and-
upstairs.
I'm guessing this whole time her tail's going nuts.
Tail is like, as she's holding it, is like uncontrollably waving around.
And Guida turns around, looking up towards the aft castle of the ship, and he yells out and he says, "Hey, Captain Drybalas, one of your crew members trying to kick me off this ship."
Well, she is the one that hired you, Guida.
Well, she not captain. She can't make
I-
that decision.
I was negotiating for 1 gold piece a day, but you got greedy and went for 5, and now you're unemployed. If you want to talk about it, you can certainly come back and discuss it with me further. Otherwise, we're going to the graveyard, hopefully. Has anyone been able to raise Verena yet? Oh, Guida, you're still here.
Get that? I can get that. I can get Verena up for you right now. And she pushes past Patch.
That's
and down.
great.
You know
Attempts
what?
to push past Patch, maybe.
I knew this was
Attempts
going to
to
be
push
coming. I
past
knew
Patch.
you all just a bunch of racists. You look at me, you just see a monkey. I'm not a monkey. I'm dozy. You take advantage of all the work that I do for you. You promised to give me 5 pizzas. Now you want to say you won't give me 1 gold piece? Well, I ain't standing for this. I'm going to leave this boat right now. And when you crash into an asteroid later on, when you trying to sail this spelljammer across the astral sea, you'll be wishing that you kept Guida aboard this ship. It'll teach you how to sail your ship, but not anymore. Now I'm going to leave. And if you want to pay me 3 gold pieces a day, maybe I'll stay, but not before that. It starts like marching.
While this is happening, I'd be nudging. What's her name?
Ophelia.
Helia. That's it. I'd sort of wake up Helia, and I'd say, Helia, what's your you know our friend Guida here and his worth on astral sea ships?
Yeah. Sorry, what time is it? Oh, Guido?
To wake up. Yes, Guida, our Simeon friend.
Yeah, I told
Hadozi.
y'all were making a big mistake when you hired Guida. I told you that. I told you as soon as I saw them. Guida, the con man.
Oh.
I wouldn't hire Guida. I mean, I told you that.
No, you just wait 1 second. You know why she calls herself Queen of Astral Sea?
Because
See
I
that-
am.
See that lady right
I'd
there?
like to know.
She's nothing but a cold-blooded pirate. You want to keep a pirate on your boat?
I mean,
Maybe that's
Can
smart.
she,
why
can
not?
she do the sales?
Yeah.
What's your going rate?
Would you work for
Delia?
free?
If you're giving me board on this ship, then I'll work for free.
There you go, Hadozi.
We can't lose
Around
Guida,
for a
though.
second.
Guida.
Fine, then. You don't want to
We've
pay
offered
me
you the
what I'm
1
worth?
gold piece a day.
1 gold piece a day?
Do you possibly think that you're overvaluing your services?
Or you might just be undervalued. But I tell you what, I like Sliverbark. Me and him, we got together. We talk. He's a good friend of mine. I don't want to abandon a good friend of mine, even though you're not paying me what I'm worth. Alright, you know what? I stay on for 1 voyage. 1 gold piece a day, I stay on for 1 voyage only. But I'm not teaching you how to spell this goddamn spell jammer. I'm teaching you how to fly it. I'll do my work. I go to sleep, I wake up, I drink, and I do my work again. That's it. Don't ask me for any more waitings or any more information like we did last night. I'm not putting my own neck at risk for you if you're only gonna give me 1 gold piece. But that's fine, because I won't leave a friend behind, nor like the rest of you.
Well, we're not technically leaving you behind. You're just not. Yeah.
Sorry, just on that, were you trying to barge past Patch while this is going on, or did you
Yeah.
stop doing that to
No,
end this
the
conversation?
entire sort of time this conversation has been happening, Thrash
Yeah.
has been trying to find a way to get past you. The usual, oh look, what's that? Wow,
Yeah.
is that a dog? Like, you know, that sort
That
of
is my dog.
stuff.
Charlie! Sorry, guys.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
yeah.
it'd be like, oh my god, a space guppy, and then she'd try and duck past you. I can
Which-
roll.
Where?
No, it's fine. Patch isn't gonna fall for any of that, but he's just gonna give her a very stern look, and she'll be like, "You gotta tell me what's up on the way to the graveyard, okay?"
But I don't want to tell you what's up because it could hurt you, and it could hurt.
Even
and
more
see,
reason
you
to
gave
tell
me.
me.
You're the one who gave me a conscience, so I hold you accountable for this decision making. And this is very hard. Why did you give
So-
me feeling?
So not only are you keeping something from me, you're keeping something from me that involves me.
No. And her
Then-
tail starts like absolutely.
All right, Go get
Yeah,
the, we'll talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
this on the way.
Good. Sweet, done. Yep, we're never talking about this again. And Thrash runs downstairs at the top of her speed, and she starts absolutely bashing on the door. She's like, "Thrash, get up, you wake up now."
Once she's buggered off, and like as Guida's talking about he'll stay on, but he's just going to stay on because of his friend Sliverbark, Patch probably walk over to him and just keeping his voice low, not trying to hide it, just being like trying to be friendly with Guida. He's like, "Hey, Sliverbark's a good friend of mine too. Here, take this." And he hands him another gold.
Give me a sleight of hand.
I'm not trying to hide it.
Oh, right, you're not trying to hide it. I thought you were trying to hide it from the others.
No. I'm just being quite like getting closer to being that kind of hey, like, I'm not trying to hide it from the rest of the crew, but I'm trying to make Guida feel like I'm talking just him and me.
Okay.
Like this isn't a conversation with everyone on the deck. It's just a private conversation.
His tail sort of uncurls from behind his like baggy pants, and it wraps around the gold piece and like deposits it in a little purse that he has on a sash across his chest. And he looks towards you, and then he climbs up into the rigging so he's eye to eye with you. He like leans in and he's like, "Just between you and me, I always thought that you were the coolest one on this boat. But feel like I need to warn you, you can't trust a helium prince. You can't trust a pirate."
I'm gonna be keeping an eye on her. I'm gonna keep an eye on a few of the people around here anyway. But I just wanted you to know that I appreciate that you connected with Sliverbark. He's a good friend of mine too. So I wanted to give you a little bit extra to maybe look after him while we're not around, make sure he's doing okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want him to be alone while he's suffering.
Oh yeah. We get along. Well, we at first it was a bit rocky, but we talked things out, and now we're best of friends. So if I look after your tree friend, you keep paying me one gold piece a day.
Yes, while he's sick and you're looking after him, and then after that we'll talk about you teaching me how to work a spelljammer ship, like doing the things, and I'll pay you for that.
Alright. Okay, now we're talking.
But just for now, just look after Sliverbark. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, I can do it. I can look after. Hey, just between you and me though, before you go,
Yeah.
where do you keep the rum on board this ship? Look at me, my hands are shaking.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Pull out another 4 gold and hand that over. Like, I think we're out of supplies. You might need to go get some.
I can't. Oh no way.
And maybe some foodstuffs as well, but like I can make food, so rum is probably more important.
Wait, you can make food? Where does it come out of?
Oh, and this is the point where I reach into my pouch and pull out one of the good berries that I made before I went to sleep. and hand him one. I'm just like, that'll do you for the day.
Which hole did this come out of?
I made it with magic.
Yeah, no, I make magic every morning too.
No, like actual spell magic. Like I'm a druid, I'm one with nature. I can do nature magic.
And he reaches out with one hand, the other hand still grasping the rigging around him, leaning out, takes the little good berry in between 2 of his fingers, and looks much bigger on him because he's actually a small creature, and he holds it up to his eye. He smells it first, and he's like, oh, you know what? I actually don't care which hole this come out of. This smells great, and he eats it.
Nice, and he will be satiated for the rest of the day. Like, that's
Sweet.
enough food for the entire day.
All right.
And I'll go and hand one of those out to everyone else as well. So they've got nice full bellies before we go on our mission. I'll offer one to her if she's still awake. Whether or not her or Verena will take food from Patch, I don't know.
All right. Everyone can have a good berry. Dran Balas, your crew is assembled on the ship. I guess it's time for some captaining here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, now that you've all gathered, Patch and I were able to make it to the Temple of Selune yesterday with Guida's help. Thank you very much, Guida, as well. Oh, where's he gone? Where's Guida gone? Never mind. Anyway.
He's looking after Sliverbark.
Okay. Ideal. But we may have found somebody that can help us with the curse that Sliverbark has. But it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of 500 gold. However, if we assist them with a spirit that's causing some trouble in the nearby graveyard, then we can get a discount. Who's in? Anyone?
You can count me out. I'm not going into the graveyard.
No, Guido, you're
with
fine.
The monkey. I'm not fucking going into a graveyard and hunting down a ghost. Stuff that. That's not happening. Stuff that.
Well, it's like the only way we've got to save Sliverbark, right?
You don't care about Sliverbark?
Oh, of course I care about Sliverbark. I love Sliverbark.
Then pick up your axe, Thrash.
It's a ghost. This is kind of beyond my realm of capability.
Someone say my name.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
good
did,
morning,
man.
Sliverbark. How are you?
What's up?
Morning.
Oh. Good morning. It's nice to see you all.
Good morning. You too, buddy. We're just about to head out and go and do the thing we gotta do to get you the help you need.
No,
Make you better.
don't you worry about me. I'm just fine.
Hi.
Guida will be back soon to swing around your branches and drink rum at your roots.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
do you really have to leave me with that smelly Hadozi?
He said you guys made good friends.
You can't trust one of his kind.
Oh.
Hey,
Well, I might have made a mistake.
I heard
Well, at
that.
the moment, Sliverbark, it's either him or no one.
No. Right, well, I guess some company is better than nothing when you've spent an eternity drifting through the void.
That's what I figured.
Elia, would you like to join us, or would you like to stay on board with everyone else?
I mean, as I want to say this in the nicest way possible, it seems like your tree friend isn't too fond of Guida, and I don't really want to leave Guida alone with him. So, if you wouldn't mind, I'll take care of the ship if you trust me enough.
You would do me a great service by keeping Guida honest and looking after Sliverbark.
Of course, it's the least I can do.
Then I guess we should be on our way, unless there's anything else you need to do today.
No?
No.
Ash just looks at Thrash.
This is it for us. There doesn't seem to be anything else I need to do. Doesn't seem to be anything else anyone else needs to do. It's just time to hightail it. Get to killing those ghosties. What you gonna do, Ghostbusters?
Yeah, just
She leaves the ship.
walk with me as we go, Thrash. We need to talk.
No,
Well then.
no, we don't. We don't
really
need ghost killers. And she, leaves the ship.
Does anyone know what's gotten into her? She's not telling me something that's about me. Anyone?
I'd never know.
I mean, darling, she could be quite fond of you.
She's
Could
like
be
your
some sort
sister.
of crush.
She's into you.
Oh, but, the heart wants what it wants.
I was about to say,
You know how
give
good
me
at
a
deception
give me
you
a
are?
deception check, but with that little in the end, I feel like I should give you disadvantage. But no, just roll that deception check for me.
But my insight in this case was awful.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna roll
didn't
one.
know it long enough.
Another one! Damn it.
Oh,
Alright.
crap.
Yeah, no, she's got you convinced. Rash likes you.
That's no. That can't be right. But are you sure?
Oh, yes. Well, like I said, we got a little, intoxicated last night, and she is not very good at keeping her mouth shut at all. at any point in time. She's really, really horrible at it. And I know that she's definitely not at this point in time going to be receiving any romantic affection from anyone.
Okay.
You
Yes.
can just hear Thrash. You can hear a. She turns around. She's like, "What? Well, all I heard was Thrash is going to be receiving romantic affection from everyone. That is what I heard, because I have super good cat hearing."
Jambalaya
Because,
interrupts as well.
I mean, this could be funny, because it's real funny, because I don't think Thrash said much of anything about anything, and it's still not actually known what we are even conversating about. So perhaps, just a thought. We should all stick to our own guns, because secrets are important to keep, aren't they,
Excuse me,
Verena?
Thanks for the
May I
ride,
intercede?
Please.
Thrash, I've been meaning to talk to you about nature and natural occurrences. You're a druid, right?
Yeah.
I've read that some druids are in touch with nature. And I would start waffling on about my dream somewhat.
Okay.
As we approach the graveyard, and I'd be talking about the star formation, reminiscing back when we were traveling underneath the caves, the Underdark. Remember that star formation, Patch?
Yeah. He's just he's listening, but he's super distracted, and he keeps looking over at Thrash, just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
He's like, what is it? What is it, Patch?
So Thrash is hiding something that's about me. She won't tell me what it is, and Verena's pretty sure that it's because she likes me. But I never
always hiding
that.
something.
I mean,
they're always up to
you
something.
see the way her tail's going like that.
Yes, I see it all the time. They
That
call it a
happens
tail.
when she's lying.
Which is all the time.
Yeah, seems to be the case.
When she's lying, when she's
don't know.
excited, when there's an insect buzzing around her head, and it's quite useful for that, actually.
So.
But yes, Lady
Sorry,
Lady Verena,
Oh, yes.
what do you know of spirits and ghosts from astral planes and traveling between them?
I'd say little, probably. I can't say I've interacted with them so far. I am spiritual to a degree, but I'm not sure they're a god you'd necessarily be keen on learning more about.
I think we're going to find out a bit more either way. What about you, Patch? Have you had anything to do with these ethereal spirits before?
Well, probably wouldn't have. Not that I can recall.
Well, guess we'll have to
Right.
find out the hard way. Thrash, what about you?
Not my bag, really. I had a guy who, I know I've heard things about people dying in really horrific ways, and when they die in really horrific ways because their spirits are sad, they sort of hang around and haunt the equipment shed, and so no one really wants to go into the equipment shed because it's haunted.
Are you
I've heard
sure
like that.
someone didn't make that story up so they didn't have to do any work?
That
Because I know that you're good at making up stories, Thrash, so maybe I'm thinking your buddies were as well.
Making up thing. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not
Well-
making up a single thing.
Thrash,
Yeah.
you know I can tell when you're lying, right?
No. No, you can't tell. I'm a stone wall. I am a blank slate.
Yep.
I'm a
But
visage
your
of
tail is not.
fear. Hey, she's had a long night. How would you
Oh,
feel
yeah?
if a 7-foot tall tabaxi slept on top of you? You'd be tired as well. Leave her alone.
Well, speaking of that, never mind.
No, you're keeping things from me now. Come on. If you're so good and you're so like, oh, look at me, I'm Patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verena told me you like me, and I'm not sure how to take that. Is that...
Sorry, I think I
Well,
just threw up in my
thanks.
mouth a little. Oh, that's disgusting.
Not hurtful
Oh.
at all, but yeah, like I said, you're more like my sister. But she was
and her
pretty
tail's still.
sure.
Her
Yeah.
tail
All right.
just
Right.
died.
I know this has sci-fi qualities to it, but this is not Star Wars, so
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, her tail just goes totally flat. Like it just,
Yeah.
it's pretty normal. Just like that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard you utter from your mouth. Never suggest that again.
wow.
Holy shit,
Wasn't
that was
my
gross.
suggestion.
That is
Like-
wrong. All right.
I think I
Why?
get how
That's
you feel.
terrible idea. Oh my god. Why would she say that? Why would
I
she
don't
say
know.
That?
I asked her if she knew anything about what you weren't telling me, and that's what she told me was going on.
What? Me not telling you something? I'm not
Yeah.
telling you anything. And her tail starts talking.
Ah, dear. Okay, let's just go and do the thing.
Wait. And Thrash grabs Patch by the arm and sort of lets like Verena and Drumballas walk ahead a little. She's like, I'm not keeping anything from you, but I can neither confirm nor deny that certain things will be taking place that certain people don't not necessarily want you being privy to, for fear that you might get cranky. And I can neither, as I said, I can neither confirm nor deny the rumors that have been laid out, but this is totally, like, alleged, in my opinion. Like, this is not factual.
Okay,
It's,
well,
just
hypothetically,
completely hypothetical. Hypothetically, in theory,
if this is going on,
theory.
why would this person not want me to know and think that I would get cranky about it?
Because you get cranky about a lot of things nowadays. We've all noticed. You've got that cool little ragey thing that I can do. We can both do that cool little... You get really cranky now, and that's cool. That's cool.
Usually
Usually,
at things that threaten my friends.
Lots of
So is
things
there
threaten us
like
nowadays.
trouble on the horizon that you think I'm gonna get cranky about?
No, I think it's just you getting cranky about this one particular thing.
That thing would be...
But Verena promised. But Verena said that I could. And Thrash goes bright red, and she's just like, Verena, yeah,
Pat
yeah,
just
something
spins on
could be
his heel
happening.
and stares at Verena. What do you think I'm gonna be getting cranky about?
I don't know. And then she keeps walking.
I'm not too sure, darling. I assume I'm crankier than you.
Okay then.
Right.
Have a ghost to destroy? Let's go.
We do.
So, moving through the city, you can see the morning hustle and bustle of the docks as you leave the piers, cut across through the busy warehouses that have people coming and going around about 10 a.m. in the morning or something along those lines. And you pass through the lower city. Probably going to say most likely retrace your steps, and I'm assuming that you're heading straight to the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Takes you a few minutes to get there. You pass from the lower city, and again, you take note of the sudden, very noticeable change between the lower and the middle city. The buildings become much more spaced out with small gardens and all that kind of stuff, whereas in the lower city with sort of Talon, sort of suburban area, the buildings are built quite close together and quite high. Almost think like Amsterdam, where the buildings are built very close together. You kind of get the feeling that they're sort of running out of space on the Rock of Braal. The middle city was probably built during a period where they thought, we're never going to expand to the edges of the asteroid. But you move through the city pretty much unaccosted. But when you're passing through the lower city, you notice a pair of women. One of them is a human, and the other is in fact an elf. There's an older woman and a younger looking elf woman. She's a little bit taller. She's got like auburn hair, which is sort of tied into a braid which falls over one shoulder, and you can see as you pass her by, eyes sort of linger on you guys. And if you look back, you can see that she, as they pass, and she sort of thinks that no one's watching, she looks back towards you, and you see the older woman nudge her, and you can see her smile and talk to the woman. And as you continue on, you see an older man. He's sort of sitting on they had these old benches out the front of the houses where you were supposed to take off your shoes. He's sort of sitting there, and he's puffing on a pipe, and there's a thick grey puffs of smoke, and he's wearing like a straw hat, and he sort of tips his hat to you as you pass, and you get the feeling that the attitude towards you has just sort of changed a little bit. A couple of people are starting to notice you, whereas the day before people were just sort of not paying you any heed. But you pass through the middle city, you can definitely tell the socio-economic change. It's very definite as you pass through the middle city, and you start to see a couple of guardsmen walking past you as well, in matching navy blue uniforms that are buttoned up sort of to one side, carrying spears as they go. You make your way into and through the temple district, passing the Temple of Selune to your right. Stretching out in front of you, you can see the graveyard. And the graveyard is built right next to a lake, and it's sort of one of the very few areas of the Rock of Braal which features some type of change in the terrain. There's like some small rolling hills, and as far as you can see towards the Lake of Braal, you can see these small just rows and rows of gravestones dotted with the occasional like smaller sort of mausoleum sort of heading up the hillside in front of you and over the archway of the hill down towards the lake. And you're standing in front of a 4-foot high stone like fence with a sort of iron sort of fence sort of sticking out of the stone, which goes up for another 5 feet or something like that, and which encompasses the entire graveyard. And there's like an arched gate which leads into the graveyard with a pair of iron gates. One of the iron gates sort of open. What do you want to do?
Well, this is it. What's the plan? I've got the oil. One of us can go into the ethereal plane. Track these ghosts.
Around.
Not.
if you're going into the actual graveyard itself, you can see there's very minimal foot traffic, but there are a few people. You see what appears to be a half-orc woman with sort of a what's the right word here? She looks in the early stages of pregnancy. And there's a human man, and they're both sort of kneeling in front of a graveyard, and you can hear that they're both quietly crying and sort of holding each other. And somewhere further up, you can see there's a human man, and he's sort of sitting on a bench in front of another low gravestone, and he has his nose in a book.
Maybe we should civilians out of here before we do this.
I think that's a good idea.
People
Agreed.
around, more possible possessions and things.
Perhaps, Farina, do you think you could make a scene?
We could just tell them what we're
I
doing
could
and
just
ask them to leave.
Ask them politely to leave, and Thrash
Yeah,
will make her
of
way
course.
over to the crying couple.
Yeah, they're kneeling in front of a grave, like a small, and by the size you can tell that it's probably sized for a child, and I think it would be reasonable to surmise that they may have recently lost a child.
Thrash just sort of very gently clears her throat, and she's like, sorry to disturb you. I really apologize.
I'm sorry, you've caught us at a sort of a personal moment. What can we help you with? There's the woman. And
This
gets up
graveyard
to his feet.
is about to be sealed for some ritual that is going to be used to protect the town. I know this is very hard, but in order to protect this we need you to leave for just a few moments so
I'm
that we
sorry.
can conduct
What?
our work.
Hold on. Why are you telling us to leave? We're mourning
I'm
the
not-
loss of our child.
I'm not asking you to leave now, just we would just ask that you just briefly leave while we make the graveyard safer to protect you like your child's resting place.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I'm supposed to be good at these. Oh, thank God. That's a 20.
How long is this going to take?
We will conduct this as expediently and as professionally and with as much decorum as we possibly can handle. I swear to you, nothing will come of your child resting place. We will protect it. This is why we're here.
And
You know.
they both stand up now. The man takes the woman by the hand and he's like, well, come on, dear. I think we spent enough time here anyway. Don't think that young Decker would want us to spend all of our time here. We could come back again tomorrow morning. And she looks just grief-stricken. Like she doesn't want to leave, but he takes her by the hand and starts leading her towards the gates. You want to?
Ash makes her way back to the group. She's like, that went well. I can't help but feel bad. Does someone else want to do the next one?
Yeah, it's okay. I got it. I'll wander over to the guy reading the book.
And you see what did I describe it as? Was it a human? It's a human man.
Yeah, human man reading a book
And
on the bench.
he's got like thick head of like strawberry blonde hair and some light buzz growing on his face. He looks like he's in probably his 40s, and he's sitting there reading a book, and it looks like he's reading it to one of the graves in front of him.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to bother you. Do you have a moment?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, take a seat.
Yeah, I don't want to stay, just, my friends and I have been contracted by the Temple of Selune to deal with some hauntings that have been happening around here lately, and we've come to do that work, and it might not be safe for the time being. I was wondering if you would mind vacating the yard while we take care of things.
Are you, I don't know your name, but I think I heard,
Well, my name's Patch.
Patch. Right. Yeah, you know what? Talon was talking about you guys.
Oh?
Yeah, no, I work down on the docks, and I overheard one of the dock workers down there talking about the four of you.
Yeah, we got the ship with the tree on it.
Oh, right, yeah, no, of course. He said that you helped his wife with a bit of with that monster
Yeah.
that you've been talking. Okay, no, of course. Whatever you need, I'll help you out. Of course, you just want me to leave? Is that?
Just clear the area for a while we take care of the problem. I just don't want anyone getting hurt, that's all.
Do you know how long it will take? Sorry, this is like
Not really. You'd be fine to come back tomorrow, definitely. If not in a couple of hours.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's just,
sure.
If you come back and see us still inside, maybe not come in. But if we're gone, place should be safe.
Folds the book shut, and he gets up from the bench that he was sitting on. He walks over towards one of the graves, and he leans over and he gives it a kiss, and he goes, "Good. Well, goodbye, my dear. I'll see you again in the morning. And a good day to you. I hope you have good luck with your ghost business."
Thank you, sir. We'll hopefully things will be safer here. See how we go.
He heads over towards the main path and starts making his way over the gate, and now you find yourself alone in the graveyard.
Alright.
What do you want to do?
Look back over towards the others. You're muted, Frost.
If there was ever a time for that potion, now's probably the time. Let's gather the others.
Alright.
We ready?
Oh,
Yes,
Which
so-
one of us is taking it?
Yeah, what's our plan? How are we
Patch, I
doing?
thought you were taking it.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. You guys okay to contain me once I come back?
Wait 1 second. Thrash is gonna take her 50 foot of hempen rope, cut it in half, use half of it to tie the gate shut.
Okay.
What if we use the other half to tie up Mark and we feed
I'm
him?
getting there.
Ah.
I'm getting there.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tie me up with a rope.
Yeah.
What do you think I would do to get out of that rope?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Oh.
thinking it might be best it's me. Honestly, I probably have the least capabilities for engaging this kind of thing.
Yeah,
I object on multiple grounds.
I don't object at all. Just wondering how's Gadget going to react to that.
We'll find out when that happens, I guess.
Okay. If you're alright with that, and then do what we can. I think we maybe try talk with whatever comes back first. Maybe we can resolve its, thing that's keeping it here.
Civilized member?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And worst case scenario, we bring it back. We figure out a way to get it out of Farina and then deal with it, the
Sounds good.
old-fashioned way.
How are we
so-
gonna know if it is Verena or if it's a thing
we'll
pretending
know.
to be Verena?
I think we'll know. I think we'll figure it out. I think
once she comes back, until we see the ghost leave her body, we know it's not Verena.
Yeah. I think maybe we should come up with a code word. Like, Verena, is there a code word we could come up with? Like, that's something you wouldn't say in general conversation so that we know, yes, that is Verena.
How about Thrash is a dumbass?
I like that. Thrash is a dumbass. You are as pretty as you are smart. That is a great idea.
She did just admit that's something that she wouldn't say in normal conversation, so kind of a compliment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I dig it. All right.
I think I'd put my hand on Verena's shoulder and say, I thank you for your bravery. And she would feel kind of like a tingling from John Bolas's hand as he
Don't bless her.
puts guidance on her. That's not blessed, that's guidance. Yeah.
Alright, so casting guidance on Verena. Verena, applying the oil of etherealness.
Can we tie her up first? Are we still doing that? You know, just in case.
Is that what you want to do?
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
I think that's so good idea.
Well, we've got to resolve this. Are you tying her up or are you not tying her up?
Are we tying her
No.
up or are we not? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to
That's
make any difference.
No.
Fair.
Okay.
I mean, you also have to consider the fact that Verena can also change shape. So
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, but as far as we know, though, she can change shape into another humanoid form. We don't know if she can turn into small, little, tiny things.
She's turned into Ginger, so she can change size.
She can turn into she can turn into a smaller humanoid. But Patch is thinking it's like he would turn into a lizard, which is no fucking play. Whereas but I do tend to agree that there's probably not much point in tying up Verena. Maybe not binding her, but tie her ankle to something.
That's a good idea. That is a great idea. So Thrash will... Do I need to roll a check to, see how tightly I can get the knots, or is this just something I can do?
No, you can just tie her up. And I'll get her to roll a check and get out of it if she needs to get out of it, if she wants to do that.
So I guess there would be, a lamp post nearby, I'm guessing.
Well, there's the bench that guy was sitting on.
That's true. So Thrash will just take Verena and tie her to the bench, by the foot, and she'll just sort of finish tying, and then she'll be like, please don't do anything stupid.
I wish I could say the same for you.
Ouch. I never said anything, for the record. Just
no, I think you've messed up enough for one morning.
Wow. Hurtful.
But accurate.
True. Look, okay, I tried my best, but this is anyway. This is not the moment. Don't do anything stupid. Please don't die. And then Thrash, steps back and takes her axe up, ready to...
Oh, Thrash doesn't want to help apply the oil that takes 10 minutes to apply.
You have to... It's like sunscreen for all intents and purposes. You have to rub an oil on the...
I mean, Verena has her hands.
She can do it herself, yeah.
Patch would just hand the oil to Verena and just be like, here you go.
She'll do it, but she'll be watching everyone to make sure that they're not looking too intently.
Well,
Verena seems kind of angry at Thrash, so...
You can apply it over your armor and equipment and stuff like that, and your armor and equipment will turn ethereal with you, so... Applying.
Awesome.
So you pop the cork on the bottle and it sort of pops up with a satisfying sound, and you start pouring the oil into your palm. It's like a viscous, oily substance, like a pale sort of yellow. And you start thoroughly applying it to your body, and A few moments pass and you begin to feel your skin start to burn, like you've applied deep heat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Before that feeling suddenly inverts, you feel like a coldness that begins to seep into your bones. And as that's happening, and you're tied to that seat, you see a creeping fog at the edges of your vision that begins to roil and wrap itself around you, engulfing you, permeating the world around you. And you watch as your companions start turning into vague, shadowy silhouettes of themselves. The sounds of the city in the distance and your companions talking and moving about starts to at first echo and then become muffled, almost completely indistinguishable in this fog that has now completely enveloped you. The world around you is comprised of a dull, colorless representation of what you saw earlier. Your companions, the people that you see, are only just shadows of themselves, creepy, dark, featureless shadows, and the sounds have all become muffled like you're underwater. And we'll be right back. Alrighty, before we get back into it, I do want to say a quick disclaimer, and that is obviously we're going to start exploring some subject matter that might be triggering for some people, obviously undead and ghosts and all that kind of stuff, and for the next couple of episodes it might carry over. So I just want to throw that out there, that we might be exploring some subject matter that might make some people feel emotional. So just keep that in mind. And of course, I have an open door policy. So if there's something that you want to talk about or anything like that, make sure you join our Discord and send me a message. And I'm always happy to talk about it. Discuss things with you. So. And where we left off before we went on the break, this eerie, ethereal fog crept up through the graveyard, creeping through the rows of old, barely maintained gravestones and small mausoleums that dot the surrounding hillside. And as from our perspective that thick fog rolls over us, we black out. And when we fade back up, we see a different scene. We see a small circular chamber, a circle of candles, and a blood-drenched drow woman standing outside of the circle. In the center of the circle, you see, very similar to that fog that crept over our perspective before, thick, black, roiling smoke climbs to the ceiling of the chamber 7 feet high before it starts to turn down, melt like candle wax. As it melts, it takes on a form like that of a partly melted wax candle, 3 arms sticking out of it. Some of the melted, yellowy, sickly looking wax parts. And a single eye pushes its way through this undulating surface. And a deep, reverberating voice rings out like a clarion that bounces off the walls. And it says, Ilvara Mizrem, how dare you summon a handmaiden of the Spider Queen? And the woman, never taking her eyes from this abomination, stands in the center of this circle of candles, with the now dead hearts of the sacrificed drow male on the stone slab behind her, lying at her feet, stands. And if you were to look very, very closely, you see her hands and fingertips sort of shaking nervously. And she holds up both of her hands in front of her and she says, I offer sacrifice to love. And that deep and reverberating sounds coming from this abomination of a creature that stands before her rings out again and says, the sacrifice of one treacherous male does not make up for your failure. Your broken promise to Lolth, and she does not forgive, and she never forgets. And we fade out from that scene. We fade back up to where we left off. Verena, you see around you, you still see the graveyard, but it's now almost colorless. There's like a thick blanket of fog which is sort of hugging the ground, and the world is almost like smearing and mixing together. It's difficult to make out details, but you can see the dark silhouettes of your companions and Gadget standing nearby. What do you want to do?
I'll kind of look around the space, see if there's any other figure that I know was here just before.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
Can do. I've also remembered that I have a level of exhaustion, so this is all at disadvantage. Or is it -1?
It's just -1 because I'm using the alternative exhaustion rules. I will say we do currently have 2 wild magic surges, 2 health potions, 3 advantages, a player natural 20, and a guidance card currently on the table. So those people watching at home, I want a DM natural 20 on that table right now. Okay? Spend the script point.
No.
Someone's gonna die tonight.
Nah.
Someone is dying.
It's a 19 perception check.
Looking around you, you see, and your vision is quite narrow. You can't see as far because of that thick blanket of smoke which surrounds you. But you do see nearby that gravestone that the couple were kneeling in front of, that Thrash spoke to. You sort of see a head, a pair of eyes sort of poke out from I saw that look. You sort of see a pair of eyes poke out from behind the gravestone, but as you look over, it sort of darts back behind the graveyard again. Or the gravestone.
Mm-hmm. I'll kind of pat the spot next to me on the chair. Just call out and say, hello, dear. I can see you back there. Did you want to come play again?
And as you call out, you see two little pairs of fingers make its way, just appear around the side of the grave. You see a head poke out. It seems to be the ghostly figure of a young boy. And after a few seconds of waiting, he steps out from behind the gravestone. You see a young boy. He's probably, it's difficult to tell with this sort of ghostly figure. He's like semi-translucent, this sort of roiling mist that sort of rises from his incorporeal form, and he's holding what appears to be like a wooden train toy or something in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And he steps out and he just looks at you, just with these sort of, there's no pupils that you can see, just these undead eyes just like looking at you.
I'll kind of beckon the child closer and say, "Oh, that's a nice thing you have there. I can make it better."
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Can do. Can I use my inspiration on that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
10.
You have guidance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, is it a D4?
Yep.
Cool. So 12.
Doesn't come any closer. He clutches that small, like, what did I say? It was a train. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's no trains here. It's like a spell jammer. It's like a ship, not a fucking train. What's wrong with me? And he clutches it sort of closer to his chest, and he opens his mouth, and this sort of reverberating, high-pitched voice comes out. He says, "You can see me."
Yes, darling. I can see you hiding over there.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Verena. I'm a friend of your parents.
They left. Been here so ever since. He looks down for a moment. He doesn't say anything else.
Okay. Are there any other children to play with here?
No. I don't think this one. Just the dark figures. They have been here the whole time. So sad. I feel bad for them. They blame themselves.
Of course. You must feel awfully lonely here. Can I have a look at your toy?
He hesitates for a second before he takes a step towards you. Starts moving closer and closer. He's like, like me.
No, darling. I almost was. But I'm here to help you.
He looks up towards further into the graveyard, up past a couple of small mausoleums, and he holds out the little toy that he's holding to you.
I'm going to grab it. If he'll let me have it, then I'd like to tinker with it, if that's possible. Which just takes an action, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And I can make it emit a sound, and I want to make it mimic the sound of a spelljammer.
The interesting thing here is because you're in the ethereal plane, you can just will that into existence.
Awesome.
Because you know how to do it. So,
Mhm.
and this, what he's handing you is not a real thing. It's just his sort of fabrication of something that he had in his real life. And you change it so it makes a sound. What sort of sound does it make?
I assume a whooshing sound. Is that what spelljammers make?
I want some Foley work here.
Yeah, zoomies.
There we go. Thank you.
I even got the mic for it. Tookie.
He makes it back. It makes the sound. So. It makes the sound.
I make toys for kids like you.
If you're not like me, why are you here?
Well, I want to help you. I want to make sure that you can go, not be lonely anymore and spend time with other little children.
I'm wanting to know.
Of course. I can tell them that.
Please.
I'll make sure they're taken care of.
Told me not to play on the rocks. But I'd like to watch the ships sail out. The best place to see them on the rocks. It was raining. And the truck. He looks down at the toy that he's holding. And I slipped. You can tell them that I wasn't your fault. Maybe make them feel less sad. But you should.
No.
The only one.
Can I look around?
Roll a perception check for me.
So
Got this,
non
Ellie.
nat 20.
You can hear muffled sounds like yelling, coming from somewhere further, deeper into the graveyard, the direction that he just looked. Can you yell about something? Spears is my life. You're always yelling. Don't know what he's trying to be about. Just be honest. They follow the wind. Think they like his anger. Be careful.
Of course. Do you want me to go speak to him? Of course. I'll keep you safe.
It was nice to meet you.
My name's Verena. I'll speak to your parents and hopefully you can not be lonely anymore.
Maybe see each other again.
Yes,
My name was
It's nice to meet you, and hopefully we won't meet again for a little longer.
And he starts to walk backwards, and he phases through one of the gravestones and out of your sight. While this is happening, back on the material plane, what is Drasvalas, Thrash, Patch, and Gadget doing?
Standing watch over Verena for one, I guess. Like, so when she's there, can we see her still? Like, is she like ethereal but still there to us?
When she passed into the ethereal plane, she gone.
And what about the rope around her ankle?
Falls to the ground.
Fuck. So we have no idea where she is.
Nope.
So I think it would probably be wise to sort of stay near the bench and just be ready for anything. Will, while we're doing that, I will at some point just go and put my hand on Thrash's shoulder and just be like, so look, I get why before, you didn't want to say anything about things. So it's cool. We're cool. And as he does that, he's gonna use his Vigilant Blessing to give her advantage on her next initiative roll.
Sweet. Yeah, this is kind of a problem. To be honest, I thought the rope thing would work. The rope thing
I wasn't
generally
sure.
works. So she's gone.
Well, she's still here,
Nice.
just
She's
adjacent,
not
you know?
Here. She's just here, but she's not here.
Yeah.
Kind of a freaky concept.
So
What's the plan? To be honest, I kind of thought it would be like she sits down, goes into the plane, eyes roll back in the head, and then she's sort of just sleeping.
Yeah,
but her body
nah.
is here. That's what I thought would happen. But
no,
instead,
she's
just-
actually on the ethereal plane. Yeah.
nice, nice. So what's the plan? For when she comes back, and then
So we're gonna have to get whatever's in her out. I'm not 100% sure how to do this.
So, are we gonna have to try to, you know where I'm going with this, right?
Well, I don't think we have to kill her.
God, I hope not. I don't think I can handle
Isn't that where you're going with this? That's where you usually go with everything.
Yeah. I don't think I
Yeah.
can handle that,
No,
man.
but. Right, so Sven,
Yes.
I'm just skirting because I know what ghosts do and stuff. So I'm skirting around, trying not to be too meta. Can I roll something to see what Patch would know?
Roll one of those little checks that we in the industry like to call a religious check.
Can I use my inspiration, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's better. Dirty 20.
Okay. Dirty 20?
Yeah. But I know enough to know that we've got to knock her out to get the ghost out of her.
Let me have a quick look here. Something before I start telling you information. Alright, so yes. You want to know that if you have to knock her out.
Yeah, or like ways to end possession so that we can deal with the ghost itself. And that would I know that that's the only way that we have available to us right now. So
you would know
you really need to know
that the possession will usually last until the subject is made unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Or forced out by some kind of magical effect, like dispel evil and good. Or something even maybe like the clerics turn undead might force it out, or something like that.
Cool. Alright, so I look around at the others and something. Out of the options we have, about the only one in our arsenal, we're gonna have to knock her out. If she's not herself.
Cool.
We don't have to kill her, but we have to knock her out. We could use like cleric things or magic, but we don't have.
I have a thing for that. I have a thing.
I know
for that.
you
And
do.
she reaches into her backpack and pulls out the leg chest. Oh no, I don't have that because we left it in the abyss. I do
But
not have
you do, however, have bonk.
No, you have bonk.
No, I gave bonk to you when you
When?
needed a weapon that did magical damage. Because we were fighting something that was resistant to ordinary damage. I have I have Truth Seeker, the short sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But you have bonk.
I have bonk.
Yeah.
This is fine.
I don't want to be that person, but I'm fairly certain Bonk was left in the Underdark when you fought Ilvaro.
Oh, really? Oh, because
you
I was
went
using
unconscious.
the pen. Right. Yep. Hang on, but
Okay. That is okay. And Thrash turns her axe around. She's like, it's a little bit different from normal. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a little bit bottom heavy, but we can work with this. It's I've done this before with chair legs. It's just gonna be a little bottom heavy and kind of dicey towards my legs, but that is okay.
hey Thrash, you could just use the flat side of the head, bonk, of your axe. Use the flat bit.
This is true. And she turns her axe back around. Okay, this is true. Flat side of axe. Like a shovel. Okay. No, well, do we just grab a shovel? I mean, it's a graveyard.
Use the flat of your axe, it'll be fine.
John Ballas, what are you doing?
Yeah, as these two are going on, John Ballas will stand back. He'd start backing up from away from where the bench was.
Yeah.
And say, if you two stay near the bench, I'll have a look around. And he gets, you can see his spellbook hovering above his right hand, and his astromancy archive hovering around the left as he sort of puts his head back, and as he opens up his eyelids, it's just like his eyeballs have just gone white, like he's almost like in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear like a crow call from above, and his familiar crow starts circling around, and you just hear him say, "I'll keep an eye out." And the crow's circling around the graveyard to see if there's any other movement.
In which case, Patch would take up a position kind of close to Dranbalos to make sure that if anything happens like quickly, he can protect him in a pinch.
As I'd say as that's happening as well, you was almost like a shimmering type of shield around him too at that point. Kind of almost see-through, translucent, kind of materialize and shimmer.
Yep.
Shield of Faith. I would cast that too, but I don't have that much faith in my god right now.
And
Carresco guide us.
we focus in on that shimmering etherealness, and we fade back into the ethereal plane, back to Verena. The world around you is a dreary, ghastly, grey, sort of supernatural visage. You can hear, you've pinpointed the sound of it now, something like a muffled coming from somewhere further into the graveyard.
Mm-hmm. I'll get up and I'll walk towards it.
Alright.
Just start making my way towards this noise.
Let's take us to the map. You see the main path of the graveyard continues out ahead of you. On either side, a waist-high fence is lined with taller pillars, weeds sort of growing in between the balustrade and all around the graves which line either side. And as you begin to approach an intersection here in the graveyard, that muffled sound grows louder. How are you proceeding ahead?
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Moving on?
Yeah,
Moving
yeah, I'm not
on.
even gonna try and be quiet about this.
Alright. I like it. When you're moving, you start to realize that you're only walking on the ground because you want to walk on. You realize that here in the ethereal plane, there's no such thing as gravity up, down, left, or right. It's just a figment of your own understanding of the world. You could pass through things, go up, down, whatever you want to do. And as you approach the intersection, you see this man. It seems to be like, it's hard to tell his age, but he's a fully grown sort of man. And as you approach, you can see he's sort of like turning this way and that, left to right. He's throwing his hands up in the air and like swinging them around like he's in some kind of fit of rage. You're seeing him from behind, and then all of a sudden he wheels towards you, and as he turns, you can see that he has no face. It just sort of, the skin, this wispy ethereal skin, translucent skin, just ends there, and where there's supposed to be a face, it's just like there's no nose, there's no lips or anything like that. You can see the ethereal teeth like moving, and he's yelling at the top of his lungs, and he's like, it's not me, it's not me, why isn't anyone listening? What do you do?
I'm just gonna call out and try and match his volume. Say, what's not you? Talk to me.
And he wheels around violently towards you. And he points a finger at you. It's like,
I've come to help you. You're scaring the children.
it's not me. He stumbles towards you, his hands outstretched like he's going to try and grab hold of you. What do you do?
I'll take a cautious step backwards. Try and remain as calm as possible.
Why are you going for me? Can't you see? I'm beautiful. He reaches up to try and touch his face.
You're gorgeous.
There's nothing there.
Yes. You're a work of art. You should be, displayed in a museum. Who? How can I help you? No. I can promise it wasn't me. How can I help you?
And he just stares at you with these blank, expressionless, eye sockets for you a long and uncomfortable amount of time. Mm-hmm. Roll a persuasion check for me.
17.
7. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Why does it say 18?
She's got neg 1 for exhaustion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot that I'm a medium.
Mean, you're only giving them neg 1. I've got people in my campaign with exhaustion that are getting the full disadvantage.
We're getting there.
You're nice.
So he continues trying to touch where his face was, and he's like,
Oh, well, I still think you're stunning. You are a beauty incarnate. If I, didn't have unlimited time here with you, I'm certain I'd be, going out to the Happy Beholder with you. Have a couple drinks. Of course not.
He reaches out to try and grab you by the lapel, and as he does so, his whole form lunges towards you. And, you know what? Let's roll for initiative.
Holy yes.
Is it just Lady Verena rolling, or is it all of us?
No, just Lady Verena for the time being.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. We can't see shit. We're still over by the bench.
Yeah, I just wanted to better clarify this.
I was over by the bench. I was over by the bench. I was over by the bench. That's a good reference.
What is
Sorry.
all
God.
this stuff going on? There's a bat, there's a tree.
Hey, Grace.
There's a tree and
Yeah.
Have I shown you my jar of jars?
Stop it. Got the mic.
Dude's broken.
Alright. Okay. So
Do
you
not
rolled
speak of Mr. Binks.
you rolled better than my ghost. So Verena, he starts lurching towards you. What do you do?
I want to try and embrace him, like his face.
Okay. You want to try and embrace his face.
Well, yeah, the head. And if possible, could I? This isn't rules as written. This is kind of a hear me out moment. Can I shape change to look like him and try and formulate some sort of face from what can be seen?
You can do your best approximation of what you think it would have looked like, but I mean, we're talking about a missing face here, so I'll get you to roll a deception check. I'm going to make it DC, 26?
The nat 20 or bust.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a nat 20 on the board.
You do?
True.
I'm not going to use it for this, but I'm just stating.
Right, okay.
I mean, you could.
I don't object.
I don't think it's worth it.
Fair enough.
I
Your
think
call.
this is better off for death saves or something.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, fair.
Unless someone in chat just so happens to have 4,000 crit coins saved up and could buy us one.
And I
As
will
soon as
say,
use
We
it.
started with this one.
it's a carryover, so you can buy another one if you use this one. LOL.
I feel bad because Frost just left.
All right. Hey, chat. Does anyone have 4,000 crit coin they're willing to contribute to a replacement nat 20? If
Yeah, it's done.
That already happened. Go
Okay,
for it.
I'll use it.
It's all good. Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just grabbing
Alright.
a coffee. I'll be back in a sec.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'll use the one that's on the board, and you can just keep that dot there. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
been brought back.
Thanks, Anonymia.
Yes,
You
thank
have
you so
redeemed
much.
yourself after buying Sven one.
Tell me, how did this transition look?
I imagine that, she's just, split-second panic thinking, and from, head to toe, her entire form just kind of fades out and then fades back in as what she approximates this guy looks like.
Alright. And as you do that, you know what? As you do that, he stumbles backwards. And like I said, up, down, left, right, doesn't matter in the ethereal plane. So you know that he could just move as he wants to, but his rage is blinding him to that fact, and he stumbles back and falls to the ground. His empty eye sockets are just staring at you, and you see his hands begin to shake as he's looking up at you. I knew it. You've come here to hold me, to mock me. You come myself, and now you've come here to look at me. I'll be guilty.
Trust me. You just need to let go and all will return back to you.
Just tell me why you did it. We met. We were having a great time. What did you do to it? And what did you change into me? I'm sorry. So I wouldn't recognize you. Why are you trying to steal my life?
I think you do put on the spot at all, Oregon.
You should.
This is very close to home for her.
A bit confronting.
Can I, as I'm holding his face, can I, and this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just for not lacking trying. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
You're gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Which doesn't work on undead,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Alright. I dig it. Let's roll with it. You're casting Cure Wounds, and what do you want? What effect do you want this spell to have?
I'm hoping, because from my experience in the ethereal plane so far, that it'll help fix his psyche to some extent, because he is just the manifestation of what he wants to be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that I can help him regain what he lost.
Zombie also just bought a wild magic surge, specifically saying he wants it to surge in the ethereal plane. And Brina just casted the spell.
Let's surge away. Roll me that D100 and D20.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. It's very unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 1 in 300 chance of it or something.
If she goes into the ethereal plane, I already know what's going to happen.
While she's in the ethereal plane, okay.
Alright. We got a 23.
Yeah, 12 on the
12.
D20 and 11 on the D100.
12 and 11, you said?
Yeah.
12 and an 11. And
Look on your face, Prof. Someone's a little bit concerned.
It's going to be interesting. I'm just thinking an 11 out of 100 can't be good.
This spell, and like I said, the sound here is muted. The sound here is muted. You can hear this unholy, hair-raising, ethereal music start to echo from the mausoleums around you, and it's like this terrible carnival music. But if you turn down the speed and like distorted the sound of the carnival music. So dun, 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 dun,
So like the witch light sounds after you steal something.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. Because you are surrounded by a faint ethereal music for 1 minute. While this unnerving music sort of reverberates through the fog around you, you see like the skin start to stitch itself across this ghost's face, regrow across his scalp. He pushes himself away from you, scrambling on his butt, pulls his knees up and puts his head into his knees. He's like, "Why are you here? Why are you doing this to me?"
I'm here to help you. I only want to give you some relief. You've gone through a lot.
Yes. Kill me. Still alive, and you make me watch. As you change into me. Steal my life. And now you're coming back and you want to fix me. What's wrong with you?
I'm a troubled person. We all make mistakes. This was a rather big one, but I promise that if you take some time to heal, you'll find that your problems will go away and justice will be served to those who wronged you.
This is what was done to me. Fix my reputation. That's my house. You destroyed it. Fix it right. Tell them that it wasn't me.
I'll kind of slowly like kneel down and get closer to him. Very like hands up, I'm not doing anything untoward. And I'll just look at him. I'll say, tell me your name. Where can I find your house? The things I've gone through have been unkind, and I am forgetful of the finer details.
You took my house from me. Thank you for the raid, Meeples and Dragons.
Yes.
Conversation with a ghost, which is always fun. What did you ask him again? Sorry, I got distracted.
His name and where his house is.
My name is Lucius. You should know. You stole us from me. You lived in the high city. Near the high city. I'm actually quoting it. I lived in Albatross Valleys.
You can face justice for what you've done, what you did to me.
Of course, darling. You can come with us.
And he leaps towards you.
And he leaps towards you. I'm gonna need something from you.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna need a charisma saving throw.
Can do.
you're good at these, aren't you?
Nope.
Oh.
It's a 9.
He leaps towards you, and he doesn't run into you. He passes straight through you, and you feel his essence start to take over you. And the rest of you can hear a short, shrill scream coming from somewhere further in the graveyard as Verena travels back into the material plane. What do you guys want to do?
Do we see where she pops up?
From where you are at the moment, you don't see it, but you hear like a yell, and you can definitely tell it was Verena.
Sorry, I was muted. I said just before Frost said something that I was going to look back over my shoulder to see what Drambalis' reaction, and then just a reminder that he has his familiar in the air and he's looking through its eyes right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say that
Yeah.
his familiar can definitely see where it is, and you guys can head straight over there if you want to.
Yep, sweet. So Patch would wait for Drambalis to come back and tell us where to go, and then run in that direction as fast as he can.
Or
Sure, Drambalis isn't that far away, so he would you'd see Drambalis' eyes roll back into his head, and he'd look forward, and his scorebook would tuck under his arm straight away, and he would say, "Oh, over that way. I see.
All right.
She has returned. Be quick."
Let's go. Come on, Thrash. Start running.
running up the main path of the graveyard, you start to approach an intersection, and you see Verena standing in the middle of the intersection, and she looks at her hands, she looks to the left, she looks to the right, and then her eyes lift to meet you guys as you're approaching. What do you do?
Quick question.
Yes.
Would I still look like the guy?
Nope, you
Because
look
I
like-
shape changed?
Ooh, but you shape changed to the ethereal plane, so I don't know. This is a difficult question. You know what? You tell you. What do you think, Mark?
I think it would be up to her.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll allow you
being a
to make that
changeling,
decision.
like whether or not you changed your physical form at the same time as you did the mental thing in the ethereal plane, like your physical form still exists and you still control it. So
Yeah, what do you want to
Why
do? You tell me.
Yeah, if I can keep it, I'll keep it.
All right, so you don't see Verena. You see a man dressed in Verena's clothes, and he's in his 30s or late 20s, early 30s, late 20s. He's like 6'2". He's a well-built, muscular, sort of athletic man. He's got like a square jawline that is clean shaven, and he's got like this just to die for mop of blonde hair which is swept over to one side, and he sort of brushed it to the side, and you can see these piercing blue eyes as he looks towards you, and he looks down towards his hand and back up again. What do you do?
Self then, huh?
Hey?
Are we going to roll an issue?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? He hasn't made
Um,
an attack
Because I'd
yet.
like to cast the spell.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
you have advantage, Thrash.
Sweet.
19.
And you know what,
Oh, nice.
Ali, I'll get you to roll for initiative for your character.
Can do.
Yeah, there we go.
still using all of Verena's stats?
Yep.
Yep, cool.
Alright, did everyone roll? Yeah, we're all rolled here. Okay, top of round 1. Thrash, you see this man dressed in Verena's clothes standing in this intersection, looking down at his hands. His eyes rise to meet the four, or I'm assuming gadgets with you guys, without a hint of recognition in his eyes. What do you want to do?
Thrash just turns to the rest of the party and is like, so, am I still, and Thrash lifts her axe a little.
I think be ready to. Maybe we try talking first.
Okay. Hey, friend. My name is Thrash. Are you friendly?
I'm sorry. I don't think we've met.
No.
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 If you don't mind, just going to head home.
No, you're not. Sorry, buddy. Yes, you can slow down on that one. I don't think you're gonna be heading home, for now. That's very nice of you. I can understand you'd be very tired. But I'm gonna need you to skedaddle out of her body for me.
Oh no.
If that's okay.
Oh
yeah.
no, they've followed me here.
Oh yeah.
I have to go.
No one has followed here.
Hang on. Gosh,
Yeah.
maybe let me try.
Yeah, you go. You got this.
Okay.
And I'll just ready an action for when he tries to jump.
If
on
things go
something.
bad.
Yeah,
Should we move a bit closer to be having a conversation? Is the thought? We are still
I
like
think so.
just asking Shannon.
Well, we're in
shouting
initiative
across the
order
courtyard,
here. We're
or
going to
are we-
move on from Thrash's turn, and we're going to go to Patch's turn. What do you want to do?
Well, I didn't want to stop her from being able to move. That's why I was asking the clarification question.
Yeah.
She was just talking. Her turn is now over, and they're over there. So you're going to have to do whatever it is that you can do. So what do we need clarified?
So like, are we here, or can we have like moved up closer to be in conversation range, or is that something she would have had to do? Is she shouting across the graveyard right now? Like that's what I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
shouting across the graveyard. That's where you're at.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Actually, that fence is in between you. I'm going to put you there. There you go.
That's better, thank you. Alright, that's what I was going for. Alright, so I would take a couple of steps forward, just slowly, like about half my movement speed.
Yep.
I'm just like, sorry, but it's okay. My name's Patch. I think you just met our friend. You're currently with her. Did you guys just have a conversation?
Friends with that monster?
Acquaintances, I suppose, would be a more appropriate word. But are we helping you with something? Did you guys talk? What's the plan? What's the plan here?
I need to go. They followed me here. I need to go. And as he starts panicking, you can see these small flecks of light starting to materialize behind some of the gravestones around you, start to flicker, dance.
Whoa. All right. And he looks like he's about to bolt?
Yes.
All right. In which case, I'll cast Fairy Fire on him.
All right. Cast away.
All right. That's a save from you, I believe.
Well, it'll be a save from Verena, I think. Not mistaken,
What am I doing?
A dex save.
Dex.
Yeah, Dex 16.
Cool. Let me just double check that none of my magic items help with this. I think so. Cool. So 5.
5 on the dex save. That's a fail.
Alright, so can no longer benefit from being invisible, and we all have advantage if we can see it.
Great.
So that disadvantage that the gadget can impose is now neutralized. At least for the duration of the spell. It is concentration. Lasts for a minute.
Alright.
And then as a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take on my starry form. And the archer constellation
The archer
to come up on my chest.
constellation.
And then at that point, just double checking how that actually works.
I don't know why, but it has... Dranvalis' name has changed to Sliverbark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. That's random. It does that sometimes. Yes, back in my day, leaves were yellow.
And then, fuck it, this thing's trying to run.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So,
Cool.
as part of that bonus action,
Well, now it
I
might not
am
wanna-
going to shoot it with the archer form.
Okay.
22 to hit.
22 is a hit against Verina's ack.
11 radiant damage.
Verina, take 11 points of radiant damage, please. And we move on to
He's
Sliverbark.
trying to run, guys. Let's...
Sliverbark, it's your turn.
Alright, no worries.
Gonna cough at least a couple of times. Yeah, but starry form in general is OP.
I'm going to cast less on my colleagues and myself.
Mhm.
That's first level. I don't need to roll anything for that. We're all just blessed. Congratulations.
Hey.
You feel all tingly and warm and fuzzy.
Mhm.
Something
Yay.
like that. I don't know. Whatever feels good for you.
Love it.
And I think that, yeah, that's enough for now. That'll do.
All right.
And I'd probably which direction is he, she, it running?
They're gonna run off. Well, now they don't look like they're gonna run away anymore. Now they look pretty pissed.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. Yep.
Okay.
My figuring was like if we could get it to stay and work with us and go and do the thing that it wanted to do, cool. Otherwise, we're not letting it fuck off with Verina's body. No.
Don't you mind not?
Yeah, no.
Moving on then, Lady Verina, it's your turn, and I want you to attack Patch, please, if you don't mind.
Can do. Oh god, where is the
no.
character going? Where am I
Up
going?
into the gravestones to the north. It's doing that thing. So you're going to have to select your token, then use arrow key, move yourself where you want to go.
Oh,
It does this sometimes.
How about someone else just moves me next to Patch?
Sure.
Because
There
I
you go.
can't see myself right now.
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. I'll then do my attacks.
Right.
Got 2 attacks.
18 to hit me.
It's a 19 to hit.
Well, that one hits.
And the second one misses.
Okay.
Damn it.
How much hit?
I feel like I want to use my DM natural 20.
Go on then.
Can you
Can I
use
make
that,
can I make a
blessed
petition
block?
for Verina to use your natural 20?
No.
Technically, she's a player.
No.
Absolutely
No?
not. No, because it's not Verina doing this, it's the ghost in Verina's body.
Yeah.
Ow!
Alright. Fine.
Yep.
Okay. Yes.
And then
What?
I assume, well, Gadget would, as people are attacking Verina, so Gadget will attack them.
Alrighty. Let's do that. Okay. Yep.
Can someone move Gadget to the left of Patch, please?
Someone's already doing it. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. And Gadget will use their attack.
Oh, this got out of hand quickly.
Okay.
Be interesting.
Plus 8. So
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. That's gonna be a hit. I hate to say it, I hate to do it to you. But yeah, that's a hit.
and then 6 points of force damage.
6 points of force damage. Alright. Gadget goes over there as well.
I'm still okay.
Starts mauling Patch.
That's
Verena,
them.
covered in this like ghostly purple flames, and fighting with Patch. And we go to the top of round 2, and those lights flicker, dim, disappear. You can see there was one on either side of the graveyards around you. What do you want to do, Rash?
One thing to do. Thrash is going to do what she's been wanting to do for a very long time and go and absolutely destroy that cat.
No!
Going to run up and... What do you mean, no?
Verena's going to be so pissed off.
We get Verena.
I can tank that shit. She's doing more damage than the cat. But no, you do you.
You do you.
Okay,
Your turn.
fine
Do you.
Don't listen to him.
I will
Wreck the cat.
go and attempt... No! I won't do that. Damn it, I just wanted to help. Fine. I'll just
do it.
try
That's
to
sorry.
knock
I shouldn't have said
Verena
anything. You do what you
No,
do what
it's
you wanted to
okay.
do.
I'll just knock Verena unconscious, like attempt to like knock her out with like the blunt
Yeah.
side of my axe.
Yep.
So you can basically declare with a melee attack that you're dealing non-lethal damage. It works like a normal attack, but if you take them to 0 HP, they're not going to be bleeding out.
Okay.
I'm going to move you to over
I'll
there
do
Not-
that,
no.
then.
because that makes more sense.
Can I? Okay, yeah. Can I be raging as well, please?
As a bonus action?
Yeah, as
Yeah.
a bonus action.
Yeah, you can rage. Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
I'm a rage.
Did you go, considering there's walls there, Verena, I imagine she would have run past Gadget.
Yeah.
Would they use their reaction to attack of opportunity, or would they
No.
save it to do the protecty thing?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Go ahead.
So flat roll.
With
Yeah.
a +2 for flank.
Actually, it'd be a flat roll on your first attack. Once Gadget's used their reaction, it'll be with advantage because of Fairy Fire. Correct?
Range attack, I believe Fairy Fire is, or is it all attacks?
No. Fairy Fire gives advantage on all attacks, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I'll just double check.
Have a look. Read Fairy Fire
I
for
am.
me. In the meantime, roll those attacks. Thrash, just roll a flat roll to start off with, and if it's
Flat
good
roll?
enough, we'll just roll with that.
Oh damn it, that's not good. Just an 11.
Miss.
An 11.
Miss.
Miss. Yeah, that one's a miss.
And
Any attack roll.
And the attack. All right. So the second one will be.
21.
I don't even know anymore. 21. Yep, that's a hit. There you go.
She's gonna cast shield.
She's casting
It's a miss.
shield.
Shield.
Yep. All right.
There goes
nice.
her reaction
I like
and
it.
Gadget's reaction. Yep. Cool.
Yep. Do
Let's
I
go.
attack again, or is that my?
That's your-
That's it.
That's your 2 attacks, I believe.
Okay.
Yep. All.
I
yeah.
thought it was.
You
Advantage.
missed, and the second one is, but you didn't need it because you
Oh.
rolled a 21 in the first place.
Roll
Yeah.
21.
Oh, unless
Okay,
you roll
that's
higher, roll it again.
it.
That's true. You might not 20 it.
You might.
Oh fuck. That's 24.
Does that beat the shield?
She wouldn't have cast shield
Okay. Yeah.
because it was with advantage. Yeah.
All right.
So-
There you go. So
Yeah,
that is a hit.
that's-
So roll that damage for me as you hit Verena with the axe. I'm sure you've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
No.
No?
She
I have.
takes no pleasure in this. Oh, that was so nearly max.
And we're assuming non-lethal damage, so
5.
Plus rage,
Seven.
so 7.
7
Yeah.
points
Flat side.
of damage.
7 points.
Alrighty then. I'm assuming that's going to be end of Thrash the Troublesome's turn.
That's it for me.
Alrighty then. How is Verena looking now?
She's at half health.
Okay.
She's fine. She's
She's
trooper.
fine. She's fine. That's awesome. Okay then.
Actually, that does bring me to a question.
Yes.
Fairy Fire's concentration.
Ooh.
So
I gotta roll
Patch
a
would have
con
had
check.
to have made a check.
I would have had to make 2.
Please keep me honest because I forget these things.
One
Yeah.
from you and one from All right. So fine and fine.
Cool.
Yep. All right. My turn.
No. Not your turn. I'm afraid. Patch. Because I am going to roll a 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll a d4 here. 1 will be Thrash, 2 Verena, and 3 is going to be Patch. If it's a 4, I'll just re-roll. 3. Patch, this is coming towards you, and it's coming with advantage. Because as you guys are embroiled in this melee and trying to get Verena under control, all of a sudden this light flickers into existence right next to you, Patch, and you look towards it, and all of a sudden it arcs out towards you with this electrical energy, and you see one
Fucking
of
Will-O-Wisp, right?
your old buddies, the Will-O-Wisp, materializes right next to you, and it's gonna make an attack. And I'm gonna roll that to hit. So, with advantage, of course. There we go. 22 is a hit, right?
No.
22 to hit.
Shield.
Right.
I'm joking. It's
And I'll tell you how much damage you took next week.
no.
Because
That's not okay.
Because we're going to bring the episode to a close right here tonight, guys.
That's fine, but can I at least know how much I got hit for?
You're gonna have to wait till next week to find out how many points of damage Patch takes. Is it going to kill him? It might. If it doesn't, then certainly Verena will. And if Verena doesn't, certainly Gadget will. And well, you know, I don't want to tip my hat too much here, but these things have some nasty little abilities that they can use against you guys. So things are about to get really interesting.